Yo, how's it going, my guys? It's your boy KPR bringing you guys another video. And today I want to make a video on Overwatch 2. So essentially what I want to talk about is how just tank is just so horrible right now. And if you have some pretty mid DPS, you're not really going to win your matches. No matter how good you do, you will not win. I've already had 5 matches like that where my DPS couldn't do anything about theirs and they were just getting destroyed. I would try to go against their DPS and I would murk them from time to time, but then my DPS would die to the one tank, which is pretty annoying just because they would be backed up by support and they would still lose that somehow, and I don't even know how, dude. It was just really annoying. And some DPS just have the audacity to say, yo, support isn't healing me. I'm like, bro, support was up your ass trying to heal you, trying to back you up, and you're still blaming them. And I just put in the chat, I was like, bro, this is a DPS diff. It's not even a freaking support diff. You guys just can't do anything about theirs. It's just really annoying. I feel like the DPS passive is just way too much. It's really annoying. And if you have one mid DPS and the other one is doing like phenomenal, like let's say they got like 10 to 20 kills plus more, they will actually be able to carry that other mid DPS. But if they don't, and they're just doing alright, let's say they're beating them by like 5 kills or 2 to 5, anywhere from there is like okay, like that's what you should be performing at normally at the ranks you're at. So if they perform like that while the other DPS is like 10 to 20 kills below, then you're not gonna win at all. It doesn't matter how much you as a tank are diffing them. You could be diffing them by like 30 kills plus, you still will not win just because their DPS are better and are actually stopping you quite consistently, just because the tank will be up your ass and the DPS too. There've just been so many matches where DPS have held the high ground. I try to go contest it, my DPS are just in the back. I don't even know what they're doing. It's pretty annoying, and I tell them to push up, and in the chat they'll be going like 3 and 8. Today I had a match where they went 3 and 8. They're like, yeah, this is tank diff. Like, bro, their DPS has the high ground and you guys are nowhere near me. What the hell am I supposed to do? I'm trying to contest them in the high ground, but they don't back me up. And there have been so many instances as well where my DPS just hides behind my support. Like, bro, you guys are supposed to be ahead of the support, a bit behind me, just so we have a decent fighting chance against them if they're on the high ground. But they don't. They just rather hide behind my support, make sure that every bullet hits them, like the support, instead of them. And it's pretty annoying just because I try to go back and help out my support, and then they're like, DPS will be like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Why aren't you up? Like, I can't push up if you guys keep letting our resources go to waste. My support is trying to back you up, yet you run away and hide right behind them to just try and get them murked purposely. And it's just really annoying how a DPS diff now will screw you over even more than it would be a tank diff. Like, for a few seasons, if your tank wasn't good, you'll lose that. But now it's, if your DPS are mid, you will no longer win that. You cannot carry your DPS anymore, just because of how much their DPS passive carries that role by. I feel like a different passive could have been implemented, but I'm sure they just wanted to make it a bit more balanced in a team sense. Like, let's say you were able to have mid DPS back then and your tank was able to carry them, but now it's switched. So if you have mid DPS, you're not going to win that. Mid support, it's doable if you go soldier, Maga, or Roadhog, like depending which roles you play, of course. You could also go Reaper just because, you know, he already has that lifesteal passive. And then if you stack that up on Maga's RB or Overdrive, I forgot what it was called, Cardiac Overdrive, there we go, and you stack that together, Reaper will almost be unkillable during that time, unless you're antied, of course. So if you go Ana, oof, you're screwed if you already have some pretty bad heals. But if they're going like Lucio Zen, and they're actually getting those picks, throwing out Transcendence, and I forgot what Lucio ult was called, damn. And yeah, let's say they're ulting a lot with Lucio, then it's really doable with those two, just because they're getting picks and they're ulting pretty frequently. Then it won't be a support diff right there. Like, people will dictate it by the amount of heals they have right there, but it doesn't matter if they're going Zen or Lucio. If they're getting those kills and pumping out that damage, the other support will not be able to out heal all that damage going out. So it doesn't matter how many heals they'll be able to get. Heals cannot carry, like, heals themselves, but support can carry if you're actually also DPSing a bit. But if you go Mercy, of course you can't really DPS too much anymore. But a good Zen or really good Lucio, they'll be able to definitely do a lot of plays and just somewhat be carrying that match alongside you, just because they'll be backing you up. If you're a really aggressive tank or aggressive DPS, they'll be able to back you up really well. But back to my point, tank just feels so horrible. It feels like it did in the beginning, and it doesn't seem like much people want to play it. I get like 1 minute queues now, meaning that not a lot of people are playing it, and tanks are required in most matches. It's pretty annoying. It's my most played role right now. And what I think I'm gonna do is play on one of my friends' account that hasn't been ranked yet to see what rank I get. Like, if I get Masters, like anywhere above Masters, I'm gonna call it BS, just because my playstyle did not change. And I know it might be just because the ranks came to an equilibrium or whatever, but it's still really dumb that I got shafted so hard at the beginning, and that these modifiers are still really inconsistent. Like, consolidation really doesn't help out much, and expected shafts you way too much. They should really implement a system where your stats come into play whether you win or lose. Like, let's say you diff them by a bunch of kills, yet you lose that. There was just some horrible plays going out, and it couldn't have even been your fault. It could have just been some overextending DPS or support at times, depending whether they play DPS support or not. And there's nothing you can do about that. You can tell them to stop overextending, yet they can be continuing to just overextend and cause you to lose that match. And you'll get reversal in some of those. So your stats really just had to come into play in some of those matches, just because obviously you weren't the problem. And it's stupid to say that that you should not be somewhat rewarded for actually doing your part. Let's say you don't gain any SR when you lose. You still lose some, but it'll be around 5% or so. It should not punish you as heavily as your teammates got punished. It's really dumb to say that everyone should be punished as brutally just because you lost, but not everyone did as good as the others did. Some people outperformed the enemy team even though they won. Obviously it wasn't their fault too. Like, let's say they had a bunch of damage mitigation as tank, they were actually covering, they were peeling for their teammates. They should not really be punished for that. And you can just look at the stats too. Like, people say sometimes the stats don't matter, but context is important. Like, let's say a diva has 70 kills, but she only has 5 to 10k damage. Then yes, that's like, she was definitely just shooting once with her shotgun and everyone, and she just got a part of those kills. Then that's when they don't matter. But let's say you have the diva, she has the same amount of kills, but this time she has like 20 to 30k damage. Yes, those were most definitely a bunch of her kills. She definitely got almost all that damage for them. That's when it comes into play where the stats do matter. You have to read from it. It's really dumb to think to the extreme, to be like, nope, no matter what situation you're in, stats do not matter. It doesn't matter how many heals you got, it doesn't matter how much damage you pumped out, it does not matter how many kills you got with that damage. Like, it's really stupid. Everything needs context. It's not that stats don't matter, it just depends in certain situations where your stats really do not matter. So allegedly, if the system can tell whether a team was supposed to win or not, the system should be able to tell when your stats matter and stuff. So hopefully they add that in. And I think that's all I wanted to yap about this video. much, dude. It's really annoying just because I've had 100 plus matches in tank by now. And again, what I'll be doing is going on one of my friend's accounts to see what I get placed, and if I get anything above Masters, I will just call BS, of course. And if I get Diamond again, then I'll just go comments and play my life. You know what I'm saying, guys? Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And if you guys are enjoying the content, please subscribe. With that being said, have a good day and stay safe. Later.